Welcome to the Thunder and I guess Rainstorm show. I'm here with, this isn't actually Ryan the Retrograde, it is his twin. His identical twin, Ryan Modernist S.J. That means he's a Jesuit priest. And he hasn't spoken to Ryan the Retrograde for a while. But I wanted to bring him onto the show and maybe get a different perspective here. You're all about different perspective and diversity here.
I have come here to spread a spirit of aggiornamento, dialogue, and openness. For too long I have watched this program and found the rigidity to be unbecoming, and so I have come to bring various viewpoints and enlighten you into open-mindedness about the spirit of Vatican II, so we can open up new vistas to our viewers about discernment and accompaniment with the will of God. And but I'm glad to be here, John.
Well, so right off the bat, I see that you're not wearing a clerical attire. You're in like lay people, clothing that some people would wear.
I'll have you know that we have adopted this outfit as our garb in our province of the Society of Jesus, and so we Jesuits are very modern, and this is our clerical attire.
All right. Well, today's show is about Catholic youth and inspiring Catholic youth, bringing Catholic youth into the church and keeping them here. We're going to talk about a few things that, I guess, what would be your opinion of some points that would keep Catholic youth in the church and how to retain them and inspire the Catholic youth?
I, as a well-versed modernist, I have my wonderful opinions, which have been arrived at by much discernment and accompaniment. And my opinion is that the church is far too rigid and dogmatic in these things, and we must use a spirit of discernment and find out what is it that the youth want. And so we need to go on to Twitter, we need to go on to the Instagrams and see what the youth are interested in, and then we give them that. So we need to change the doctrines of the church. We must change the doctrines of the church, especially with respect to the sexual morality, and we must give permission to the youth to do whatever they want to do in the sexual realm, and to also reshape their bodies in any ways whatsoever as far as the transgendered choppings and reattachings and whatnot that they might be doing in the LGBTQA, WXYZ movements. And furthermore, the Mass must be changed to be more accessible. We must have more modern music like what you would find from Marty Haugen and David Haas. We must have that sort of folk music that people, that the youth identify with, and beyond that, we must have a reform of the church buildings. Anything beautiful artwork that bespeaks anything of the pre-Vatican II days, we must throw all that away. The youth are not interested in that, and we should have more pop art. You've seen the photographs, the Andy Warhol-like photograph of, for instance, the meme of Barack Obama with the four faces in different colors. We could have that. He's a saint. We revere him as a saint in our province of the Society of Jesus. But also you could have Christ himself, or whatever you think he looks like, because he may not have even been a man. You could have just some androgynous individual up there that will identify as Christ. We would feel that it's the image of Christ, and you could have the four pictures of him in that in the Andy Warhol-esque meme. Those could be everywhere in the church, as long as it makes you feel good, and as long as you can somehow identify it with a religious experience. So these are my ideas, John, and because I have been educated in the best Jesuit schools, and I have read Karl Rahner and Sheila Becks, and I have them memorized forwards and backwards, you have to listen to what I say, because only I know about accompaniment and aggiornamento and the spirit of Vatican II and the ressourcement and the Nouvelle Théologie and a return to the Fathers, etc., etc.
So Father Ryan, what do you go by, Father Ryan?
That's too patriarchal. You can call me parent.
Okay, parent Ryan. As far as the traditional Latin Mass is concerned,
Oh, it's evil. It must be abolished. It's so retrograde and old-fashioned. It turns off the youths. All that distance of the priest and formality. It's terrible, terrible.
I have a few other questions for you. Who is your favorite saint, would you say?
I would say it's Martin Luther King is my favorite saint.
Okay.
And perhaps after him, maybe Martin Luther, because he was so brave to resist the Pope and to express his conscience and give us a different perspective on theology.
All right, and do you have a favorite Bible verse?
In our province of the Society of Jesus, we don't read the Bible. It's an outdated antiquarian book that reinforces norms of heteronormity and the patriarchy, and we have set that aside, and we read the Bhagavad Gita as our sacred book in our province of the Society of Jesus.
Now, there was a history of the Jesuits. They have had some evangelization where some of the Jesuit fathers would go to these foreign countries, these isolated areas, and they would evangelize. What do you think about that, and what would be a good example of like how you could do that now in this day and age?
Well, we must put these actions in the context of the historical circumstances. We should not hold it against St. Ignatius Loyola and St. Francis Xavier. They were educated in a more primitive time, and they did not understand the gospel like we do now. But that is why they went and sailed the seven seas to find peoples to give them the baptism. And it was unfortunate that they pushed their religion on other people. But let's look at the most important thing, which was not this sacrament of baptism and the religion that they gave those people, but the fact that they exposed them and showed them their great dignity, and they taught them how to build better houses and to dig wells and things of this sort. Because as we all know, that the body and a good life is the most important thing of all. That's the true message that Christ taught us, and that those great saints of the Jesuit age, they also revealed to us that man is the most important thing in the universe, and a comfortable life is the most important thing that a man can hope for in this life.
All right, parent, father, Ryan, I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for appearing on this show. Do you have any closing thoughts for our viewers?
I think that our viewers should never watch this program again. It's filled with retrograde opinions, and you should switch over and watch my channel, which I can give you a link in the description. But it's called Parent Ryan and his Modernist rantings, and your viewers will very much enjoy it. But I thank you for this ecumenical dialogue. I have very much enjoyed it, and I hope that we can continue this dialogue in a spirit of accompaniment and aggiornamento, and continue to walk hand in hand with the spirit of Vatican II, etc., etc.
All right, thank you so much for watching. If you wish to dialogue with myself or parent Ryan, please comment below with your thoughts. Thank you so much.